Today I'd like to tie for you a Snowshoe Sulpher Emerger. The hook that I have in the vise is a 200R. This is a size 14. This is 3 extra long, wet dry, semi-dropped hook by Green Caddis Outfitters, greencaddis.com. I'm going to use cream thread, and I'm going to start the thread behind the eye, and I'm going to bring that thread back halfway, and I'm going to bring it forward half of that, and remove the excess. We're going to start with the snowshoe wings, and here is a nice clean snowshoe foot, but it's very, very white. Sulphurs have more of a dirty wing, so here is a natural snowshoe foot, and you can see the dirty bottom on it. That gives it a nice color for the sulphur. Just going to remove it, and I'm going to pull the fluff out of the bottom. Them long ones out of there. And we're going to tie that in, facing forward. Hold the wing and tie that down tight. Make sure it stays on the top. And I'm going to remove the excess. I'm going to remove this at an angle. That will help give us a little bit of a tapered body. Going to continue down with the thread and secure that pretty tightly. And take our thread down, leaving a base of thread on the shank. Now for the shuck, I have a brown bootlace, and I'm going to use about 1/4 of the bootlace, 1/4 thickness of that bootlace. And I'm going to tie that in. I'm going to make that maybe only half the length of the body. And I'll pull that to size even. There we go. And I'm going to wrap this up to the taper of where the wing was. Help fill that in just a little bit. Bring that right up there. I think I'll even turn it around and bring it down and fill that taper in a little bit more. Then we can remove the excess. Bring our thread to the back. For the abdomen, I have a natural Polish quill, and you can see the 2 different colors. I'm going to tie it with the darker section on the bottom. And I'm going to bring that up to the thorax area. Got a little hole right there. There we go. And we're going to wrap this. If you don't use UV cure, you want to put some super glue on before you start wrapping, or head cement. And I'm going to get one more out of this. And I'm going to tie that off. And remove that excess. I'm going to take my Deer Creek Diamond Fine UV resin. And I'm just going to let a drop flow out. Ooh, that's way too much, but I'll get it with my bodkin needle. And we'll spread that down. Very nice. Take my UV light. It only takes a couple seconds for it to settle and a couple of seconds to cure under the UV light. And there we have 100% tack-free body. I'm going to come up to the wing and I'm going to split this wing. I'm going to stand it up first by wrapping in front. And then we're going to divide it evenly. Take that and give that a little figure 8. Having them standing up is more important than having them divided all the way. I'm going to bring my thread back to that abdomen. Now I'm going to take some sulfur dubbing. Wrap in front of the wing there, and then back, and then wrap close to the wing in front once again. Now I'm going to take a cream CDC feather. I'm going to tie this in by the tip. And we'll get rid of that excess. And we're going to give this a few wraps. And you want to get those long ones in there, especially on the bottom. And I'm going to tie that off. and remove that excess. Whatever's pointing forward, we're just going to pull that back. Pull them more to the bottom also. And we can tie off our head. We're going to take our whip finisher and give it a whip finish. Give that a drop of head cement. And here we have a Snowshoe Sulpher emerger. Hope that you learned something from this video. Hope that you would subscribe to my channel. Please refer me to your friends. Leave comments, questions, suggestions. And most of all, thank you very much for watching my videos.